Hello and welcome to another video. It's quite echoey. I just combined loud and echoey into one word. We're in London and I'm joined by this absolutely disgusting, useless excuse for a human. Frankly, an oxygen thief, Mike Thurston.
I heard you needed some help with your training, so I'm going to come along and coach him through a session.
We're going to do an old school an old school workout. Me and Mike, couple of jocks hanging out in the gym, stripped to the waist, lubed up. Let's see what happens. We're going to do a chest workout because I thought, who do I know that needs, do you know what I mean? Who's got very underdeveloped pecs? Mike Thurston. So I thought we would try and address that in the video. We're at City Athletic, which is in a wonderful gym run by a wonderful guy called Sean Stafford. There's some builders behind us. Hello! That was awkward. Let's get in there.
I don't think they speak English. What you got there, Matt? Fruit punch. More your energy. Let's see what the hype's all about. Excuse me, do you have a bin anywhere? This is good. It's good.
Mike's on an absolute mad one today. We filmed a podcast this morning, probably in the top 2 worst podcasts I've ever done, to be honest.
Terrible questions were asked.
I know, on a serious note, right, filmed a podcast this morning, have a guess what time the studio was booked for? 8 a.m. He's booked the studio for a podcast at 8 a.m. What absolute sadist does that? I've laced that muscle energy with 19 grams of beta-alanine, so you're going to be dead in 30 minutes. We're going to do a push workout, but a chest-focused push workout, i.e. we do chest first.
Mm-hmm. By the way, is it hypertrophy or hypertrophy?
It's hypertrophy. Anyone that says hypertrophy is an absolute My plan was to let you lead the session to an extent.
Okay.
But then if I'm not happy, I'll just change to do something else. So to see. We should now be stocked on Amazon. Go and get some right now, link in description. Amazon is the most efficient way of getting the drink because you get it next day free delivery in the UK. On a legitimate level, I know you're not a big energy drink frequent drinker. Don't lie, that's the best energy drink you've ever had. I just noticed.
You've got the taste is on point.
Yeah.
Most energy drinks are like lacking.
Why are you in England, by the way?
I don't know, I asked myself the same question. What am I doing back here?
It's been back for a few days, it's just rained like the whole time. I'm wearing Mike's old vest that's dirty and it's inside out, and I had to cut the label off. Awkward. Exercise 1 is a seated cable fly. Wow, that looks great.
Feels great.
Keep going, bro. Why are these so long? I think an argument, for doing this first would be that doing a compound, doing like a dumbbell press first, that's when you're obviously most utilising your chest because it's when you're fresh. But at the same time, you're using your front delts and triceps, whereas here, your chest is fresh and you're exclusively using your chest, you know what I mean? So maybe you're like maximising that window of like optimal chest engagement.
I mean, this is all theory, folks. We could just be talking out of our bum.
Would you ever do that? Would you ever do flies first?
Sometimes I have done. And you could argue that the efficiency of the reps in the second exercise would be better.
That doesn't make any sense.
You don't make any sense.
Come on, let's go. Last set, come on. Do some juicy squeezing at the end.
Wow.
Ooh.
That was a good set.
When you're doing that, when you're doing a fly, what are you like? What are there any cues you're thinking of? What are you doing?
Maximise contraction in the calves. Keeping shoulders fixed, bringing elbows together. So not letting the shoulder creep forward.
Yeah.
It
That looks very apparent to me that your chest is
like
very clearly out in front.
Fixed. Dush.
Yeah.
Dush. Not.
Yeah.
as most people would do, or
Just turn it
excessive
into
bending.
Turn it into like a front delt bicep curl, basically.
Try to keep arms straight,
Yeah.
elbows together.
And the more you do it, the easier it is. The more you do it, the more you get used to it. The bigger your chest gets, the more natural it feels to keep your chest out. Mike's going to demonstrate how to spot a chest fly. It's not me yet, I'm not ready.
Don't you hate it when people just like spot way too early?
Yeah. Just take all of the resistance off. My favourite bit is when someone stands right in front of the mirror so you can't see yourself anymore.
I will spot you on one side.
Don't do that.
Come on. Oh yeah. Yes.
That is interesting. Is that like a warm-up set?
Yeah.
Interesting. I would never. After my first exercise in, I would never do a warm-up set. Why are you doing that?
Because I lift heavy, bro.
That's not true. Why are you doing that?
So what? You would go straight into like pushing 50
Yeah.
off the bat.
I
always like to do
my second exercise.
I always like to do just one set. This is near the beginning of the workout. Just one set, feeling it out.
Yeah. I mean,
And then
probably
it'd be like hardly any rest, and then do the heavy weight.
probably is optimal, to be fair. I guess it's just
Worst guy for taking safety advice from.
convenience. I'm one of the safest guys around.
If you want to injure yourself, destroy your rotator cuff, then just go straight in, lift as heavy as possible.
I've never damaged a rotator cuff in my life, mate. I'm pretty sure you have chronic shoulder issues.
Not anymore.
Why exactly? But you did have at one point.
Because I was doing bench press, flat bench press with poor form, and too often, I think.
You tried 110 instead of 100 once. You don't like incline pressing.
Why?
It's just a slightly worse version of flat pressing.
Yeah, but do you want a big upper chest or what?
It's just
No, but the way you're basically doing flat press anyway, the way
an
the angle of your
incline
sternum.
press is just less chest and more front delt. So like you hit front delts in everything. It's just unnecessary to deliberately do more. That was very close to my foot, by the way. Mike is a wonderful example of high under tension control. People underestimate the importance of that. I spoke about it on the podcast loads. The fact that two people could do the same set of the same weight for 10 reps and get drastically different, like a drastically different outcome. Doing an exercise for a set number of reps is not always the same. You can do it in different ways. And the way Mike does it is a very effective way to build muscle, which is weird because he's tiny.
Very good, Matt. What are your thoughts on elbow positioning?
Ultimately, within reason, the more flared your elbows are, the more stretched your pec is, and therefore the more potential hypertrophy benefits. But then you run the risk of hurting your. There's like, you know.
There's like if you are going to flare more.
Yeah, but that's excessive.
Yeah.
That's like.
There's a sweet spot
Yeah,
for
yeah,
how
yeah,
low
exactly,
you
yeah.
should go, but most
Yeah.
people go too low, and it's like
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if you're pressing heavier and you want to be safer,
Yeah, it goes like
a little bit lower.
flare, level of flare, risk of injury, hypertrophy benefit, and there's a point around the middle where just enough flare to stress the pec to a point where you're not risking your shoulder health. It's a very deliberate movement, do you know what I mean? It's not just bouncing, not just dropping, he's bringing the weight down. It's like making it, you're just getting like, consider, why do you keep leaving these here? It's very inconsiderate. Getting significantly more out of the movement because he's also focusing on the eccentric.
I'm making it as hard as possible for myself.
Yeah. But there's studies that have shown the eccentric contraction is more beneficial for hypertrophy than the concentric. Obviously it's a bit of a way to train, but just don't disregard that.
You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you could be, it'd be pretty awkward. It'd be like someone leaving the dumbbells in a really annoying position after every set.
I hate when that happens. It's your play with.
Yeah, this is mine.
What an absolute toilet seat.
Come on. Yeah. 6 more.
That was a weird little hip thrust at the end.
We're doing 1 more set, by the way.
No, not.
Yes, we are. 4 sets.
No.
Why 3 sets? It's such a weird number of sets. 3 sets. Doesn't that stress you out? 3 sets. I just find that weird.
Well, when you train
It's
as
an odd
hard,
number for a
when
start.
you train as hard as intense as I do,
Then you got to
you
do
only
more
need
sets
3.
because you don't train
You
hard.
only need 3. When you're taking loads of steroids like Matt, you can get away with excess volume.
The mad thing is, Mike is actually taking steroids.
Definitely had 1 more.
That's definitely not where
What an
they go.
awkward place for the 40s.
I didn't mean to do that. That's really embarrassing. Right, so we've gone chest fly, chest press. Now we're going essentially a shoulder fly, shoulder press. The basic logic being we don't want to do 2 presses back to back because then it's a lot of front delt and tricep exhaustion that's going to interfere with the actual muscle you're trying to work. Happy with that?
Such a good exercise.
Good because it's resisted the whole way. Like if you do a dumbbell, the first bit of the movement, there's like no resistance. I feel like the cables are definitely too high.
Straighten your arms more.
Yeah, still the cables are
Straighten
too
your arms.
high.
Elbows. Imagine you're not allowed to bend your elbows ever.
I've done this once and where the things have crossed over, it's like one of them hooked onto the other one. That's like Darren Brown. I got pretty sick, so I don't. Why would you like keeping your arms straight when you do this?
Because if you bend, you're making the weight relatively lighter.
I like to do a little bit of this, and I find it easier when my arm's straight. I find it harder to do that. You've got tiny side delts as well. So.
You've got a tiny side delt.
You've got tiny. No, you've got a massive tiny.
Problem is, it's like the least cool looking exercise ever.
Yeah, especially lying down. Most things lying down look a bit because everything's just like flat. Come on. Let's go. Oh. Mm.
Yeah. 5th rep.
Wow. That's 17 reps. You didn't film the first 10. You can't spot, it's impossible to spot this. I'd have to literally straddle you to get my arms either side. Do a few where you like pause at the top. Pause at the top, come on, pause at the top, pause at the top. Pause at the top, stop being a little melt, come on. Why are you just ignoring me? Pause at the top.
It's impossible.
No, it's not, come on.
You always pause at the top on the last 5 reps, you absolute crazy.
Absolute pathetic little weasel.
I'm going to make you
literally
pause.
embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to be in the gym with him now. I'm not, we're not training together. So cool when the handles like go over each other constantly. Ah. Ah.
9.
That's not 9.
It is. Halfway.
That's like 15.
Halfway.
No, I'm not. Ah.
Wow. Now pause at the top. Now pause at the top.
Okay.
Now pause at the top.
There you go.
5 more reps though. I thought you were strong.
Ah. I tried to pause at the top.
You did try harder than me.
Let that be a lesson to everyone out there. Never give up.
think you'll be able to do this?
I don't know, I'll see, based on how yours goes.
Well, mine's going to go tremendously well.
I don't know, you're making it look harder, or is it actually quite hard? I'm saying I'm going to get 3 grinder reps. Can you explain to the viewers, why are you doing this on a fairly solid incline rather than just
Because naturally,
vertical?
With my external rotation, I can't like realistically go all the way back here. So for me to press directly overhead like that, it's not comfortable for me. So realistically, I just need to change the angle of my torso and then press up.
Maybe the reason Mike's got a massive chest is that all the shoulder exercises he just trains chest as well.
That is the secret.
That could be the secret. Secret of massive chest is just train chest.
Shoulders or chest, how's that feeling? It's looking a bit shouldery.
My abs, I think. Abs and quads.
3.
That's 4. You literally can't count.
Go on.
If you could only do an overhead press or a lateral raise, what would you choose?
Lateral raise.
Yeah, 100%. That's what people need to realise, is that an overhead press is basically a front delt exercise. And a front delt is not really an aesthetic muscle. Like a side delt is. If you could choose, it would be side delt all day. So I'll frequently do a lateral raise before a shoulder press for that reason.
Don't go too low. There we go. Wow, 2 reps.
Now delete that footage, please. That counts as a set.
That's not a set.
Yes, it is. 2.5 reps is still a set.
Have you ever thought about addressing your chronic weakness with overhead press?
At times I have prioritised shoulder press, but it's just who gives a do you know what I mean?
So days like today, I've been building up to this moment.
That's it, that's my set, that's 4 now. That's 4.5 cumulative reps. That's enough. If you were doing like heavy barbell, like strict overhead press, what do you reckon you could do for like a rep? Not like a push press, a strict overhead press. What do you reckon you could press? Over 100?
100? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and what's your best ever bench press? Like 150 or something?
I got to a 160 during lockdown.
Okay, so I've done a 185, almost a 190 bench, but I've never even strict pressed 100 kilos over my head. Like I had the biggest disparity from flat to vertical pressing on the planet, I reckon.
You're just a walking imbalance, really.
Yeah, but I don't really understand, because my shoulders are pretty sick, you know what I mean? My shoulders are under this light, CJ. See what I'm saying? But imagine if I doubled my shoulder press, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't really need, then you would look silly. Why have you put this so high?
I can't even reach it. It's good. It just gets you completely out of the setup you want to be in. One more. Let's go. Yeah. On the side note, how sick is the noise of someone running on a treadmill?
Nice. Sehr good.
That's done, mate. See how I'm putting the weight back? He has no, actually disregards gym etiquette. So we've done 2 chests, 2 shoulders. Now we're going to do 2 triceps, starting with a lying overhead, like a skull crusher. Ideally, we'd have like an easy bar.
The neutral one is the best. This is the
Change
one.
of plan. This is absolutely optimal. Because you haven't got to twist your wrist to get in an awkward position. You can get nice and close without having to do that. When most people do overhead triceps, they end up with their elbows coming really wide because of your hand position, whereas when you're here, you can come in nice and close. Just literally lying down, waiting for me to put the collars on and pass in the bar.
I'm so excited to do this set.
I'm going to stamp on your face in a minute. Good?
Yes. Ah!
The downside of this, yeah, versus like a dumbbell is that you can't, like your head's in the way, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but you just have to put your elbows further back.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Let go for a second, let go for a second. Yeah, grab it.
I feel like I get a way better stretch on this.
Yeah, there's more weight at the end of the movement versus when you lock out, there's less weight.
That feels way better. Oh yeah, good stretch, eh?
Yeah, that's better.
Come on. Let's go.
It feels better getting into that position there. When you're lying on your back, you almost have to force it there, whereas here you can just let it like drop there. Keep it always close together, something a little weasel.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go, now you go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Why does that feel so bad?
It feels so good, what are you talking about?
Ah.
One more. Yeah.
Swole. Pretty swole.
I've actually got really small lower tricep, like my tricep starts quite high up, do you know what I mean? So all of my tricep mass is like high up my arm. Come on, let's go. Last set. Yeah, come on, two more. Yeah, come on, last one. Let's go. That was such a shit. Oh. Straight into hammer curls. That's a joke. And Joe, I'm not putting this away. I'll draw the line there. That's literally the first thing he's put away in the entire session. Final exercise is going to be the Mike Thurston special, aka slightly bent over tricep cable crossover extension.
Actually, I think I invented this exercise.
I mean, that isn't true. So I actually used to, in my head, ridicule Mike for doing this, but I've done it recently. It is actually quite good. Also, he just started, so. Obviously, any cable tricep extension, you're just pulling down like in this plane, whereas here you're kind of extending outwards a bit, which for me it's just a different thing to do. It's nice to do different stuff. If you only do the same movements, then you risk leaving bits on the table, whereas here, you're doing something a little bit different.
The problem is, if you have big lats, naturally, your elbows will point outwards like that. And then for you to try and do a straight bar push down is like the most uncomfortable, unnatural thing for your elbows. Yeah. So instead, if you just do that, less elbow pain.
Yeah, but I also think doing this makes it harder to cheat. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're here, you can kind of front delt it a bit, whereas I think when you're there, you can't do it so much. That's what you, yeah.
Oh, no. Oh God, that felt horrible. Do it again.
Because he lifts so slowly, he makes everything look hard. So there I was thinking that's way too heavy, but it's just because he just lifts so slowly. It's very misleading. There's no way. That's good. Although if it had been, we're carrying on. This is a lesson. Anyone watching this, if there's a fire, you carry on. Get your workout finished. Fires are bad. Having underdeveloped triceps is worse. Is that the fire? The fire recognised. That's just a sign
Or
of
would you
respect.
rather have like permanent facial burns or tiny triceps?
This is definitely too heavy.
Too heavy?
Yeah.
It's not too heavy. Come on, lock it out, don't be a little weasel.
Oh! You motherfucker. Come on, Kat, that's
Why
motivation. It's motivation.
That
Come on.
stung so much.
You're meant to get more out of
That
that.
was too heavy there.
That was unbelievably satisfying, by the way. Just do it on me. I'll let you do it on me. It's so satisfying. Don't do it. Oh, God's sake.
Payback time.
Don't do it hard, though. I didn't do it hard.
What is this?
It's a bar jack. It's for. You can get harder than that. It's for.
Is that what you hit me with?
It's for yeah. It's
No
for
wonder-
unracking a barbell when you deadlift. Yeah. Last set, you want to do more. Let's do a drop set. Do a drop set. Do this, then we do a drop set. When you're done.
Dropsies.
Oh yeah, I know. Ready? Go.
Very good. Very, 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 very good. Squeeze it.
Go like halfway.
Come on, come on. Yes.
Boom.
We did it. We nearly didn't do it, but we did it.
Yeah. That was a solid. There's some obstacles thrown in our way there.
Finish off with the massage gun then, shall we?
Yeah. Is that like max setting? Actually feels nice, to be honest. Workout is done. It was an absolute 7 out of 10.
It's good.
You actually think it was good? How does that rank in your workout? On your like catalogue of workouts, where would you put that?
What, out of 5? Out of 10?
Yeah, 10 being like the bit like your best workouts.
It was 7.
Solid session. You're gonna leave.
Off to
Probably see you
Manchester.
in like a year or so, maybe.
June.
But you're right.
That's what I read, yeah.
Let's give him like a lift the train station. It was a wonderful experience. I appreciate you getting involved in the video. By the way, this morning we recorded a podcast for Mike's little dorky podcast, First Things First. I'm going to put a link to that podcast in. I think it was a good chat, to be fair.
It's going to be out probably Monday, Tuesday anyway, so.
Yeah, that'll be
This will
before
be
this.
out, yeah.
Okay, sick. Okay. All right, man. Okay. Thank you very much, Michael. Absolute glorious human. Have a great time at the wedding. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.